Hello everyone, my name is Lorthorn and welcome to How to Elements of Power. Alright, Elements of Power, a little overview for you, is a very complex mod, yet is deceivingly simple at the same time. It is also a very late game mod, and it involves magic. Elemental powers, magic, that sort of thing. It's kind of cool, it's kind of strange, it took me forever to figure it out. So why do I call it late game? Well, it's late game because the most important part of this mod is this thing here. This is what's required for you to do anything. And well, it is really expensive. It requires a nether star. So you're not going to get this thing at a normal price. It looks pretty cool though. I like how it folds out from the original thing. But yeah, it is so insanely expensive that you're never going to get it at any decent price. Now, you may be wondering, when I hold shift over it, what's this essence thing? Well, that's what this mod's all about. It's about essences. So, basic idea is every single thing in the game has an essence value. Now, most things have essence of dirt or earth, as we'd like to call it. They have life in them sometimes. And not everything has been converted over, but you see trees have life, sand have air. What else do we got here? Lapis has a lot of earth. Iron has earth, gold has earth, pumpkins are life and earth, these are life and earth, so everything has values. There's a lot of life and earth and air. There's a few mixes, like I think this thing has light in it, lava might have fire, TNT, whatever. So anyways, what you want to do with these things to get essence with this mod is you put them into the essence layer and it breaks them down to their basic component parts. And if it doesn't accept them, well then that sucks for you. Anyways, once you have broken down enough stuff, you can then charge up items as you see in my inventory. Now the items that you charge are these bands and you put gems in them. Oh yeah, this mod also adds ores, a whole bunch of different kinds of ore. As you can see here, we got the rubies, we got sapphire, citrine, argent ore, cerodite, amethite ore, but also it uses the basic game gems like rough quartz crystals, or I guess crystals, better way put, these pure emeralds here, and diamonds. So it uses the basic things of the game, and you take these things here, and you go, okay, what do we do with these? Well, we're going to take an emerald because we know what the emerald, we don't know what it is. And the basic thing you want to do is you get the gem analyzer. So you build this thing here. No, I haven't done any charts. I spent too much time just trying to get this mod working, and I want to get over with. Anyways, so you slap this gem analyzer here, you stick this thing in here, and I'll tell you what kind of gemstone this is. So this is a rough emerald, meaning it's kind of garbage, but it does have life essence in it. Yes, all the different kinds of gems have elemental essences, and these are important later for casting spells. Anyways, once you've got your rough emerald, you can go, okay, I want to charge it with some of this essence. So you put it on this side. That will charge up. If it's full of stuff and you put it on this side, it'll have it pour out. This is important to know because I really messed up with that and couldn't figure out how to get them charging. Anyways, once you've gotten yourself a gem filled up, you want to make yourself one of these items. So there's the headband, there's the unbound ring, unbound levers, and there's unbound wand. It's pretty cheap, unbound staff. I'd recommend trying to get yourself a staff, so that's basically just an upgraded wand, because it requires the wand. Staff just can hold more power. Anyways, once you get yourself a staff, you're like, okay, what do I do with this? Well, you want to attach the gem to the staff in a crafting table. However, this part is incredibly important, and it's that you do not put the staff in first, because that causes this weird annoying bug. You put the gem in, then you put it in, and it'll become a rudimentary emerald staff. Now, if we go and put the staff in first, and then the emerald is just an unbound staff. I have no idea why it orders like that, but you need to put the gem in first. You only have one gem at a time. Boom, you got yourself the rudimentary staff. You can start doing magic. Staffs and wands do magic. These bound things here will give you examples. So this creative ring, I'm using this because it is way easier. When you have a band, we'll actually make a normal band. Why not? We'll make a normal band with this diamond. Okay, so this pure diamond will combine and make a superb diamond ring. Now, we are also going to charge it, so we put this in here and that will charge this up to an insane extent because it's infinite essence. Then we put this ring in here and it'll pour it in. Apparently you can't have both at once. Who would have thunk? Anyhow, So we got the superb diamond headband. So it has two modes. It has actively transfer, so it'll transfer essence, and as inactive, and as passive receiver, so it'll suck things in. So there's the three modes. One is it won't do anything. One is if I turn this on into actively transfer, it should charge us up. Actually, I have no idea what active receiver does. Never mind. And he has it. And then this thing, when you have active transfer, it charges up other staffs in the area, so it'll give them power. Now we're going to go over the magic system. So, there is 8 elements up top, and it's a bit like Magicka, except not all like Magicka. So, I have fire currently in my wand. How do I get fire? Well, while you're holding down the right click button, you can then press the numbers up top, and that will fill your wand up with the elements, and it'll say how expensive it be. So this will take 5 charge for my fire, and then you can cast the spells. So each spell has a different amount, and also stacks up. So if I go 2 fire, it'll cost 20 each time I cast it. Then if I add myself some water in here, it will make the spell even more expensive. So we got the fire super water spell, and we're actually out of mana because it costs 200. But we don't care about these wands because they are rather worthless. Even though Supreme Amethyst Staff and a Rudimentary Emerald Staff, we've got this creative wand, which is what we're going to be using for everything because it's just easier. Okay, so you hold down the button, and while it's charged, you then select what you want to cast, and it'll cast the spell for you. So, basic fire lights you on fire. Every single fire you add after that increases the area of fire that's going to be there. So it causes an explosion outwards, more fire. Now water shoots a ball of water. It will put out fires. It doesn't last around. Air shoots out this cone of air. Now this cone of air pushes stuff. It will destroy grass, and it will push things, and the more air you have, the more it pushes. So yeah, it's actually kind of fun. You can use it to push things and get rid of grass. Now dirt, that's light. Dirt, I really have no idea what this is meant to be. It creates this weird smoke-like substance that doesn't do anything. It just exists for a while. Maybe if you have like a block right next to it, maybe it'll generate that block. It doesn't seem to want to. What if we have dirt in my inventory? See, I don't think this will work at all. But I'm just going to test. Yeah, it just creates this weird smoky substance that doesn't actually do anything. Anyways, moving on from dirt, we've got the light. And light shoots out a beam that leaves these illuminated things. If it's dark, it'll leave a trail of illumination. Now darkness shoots out a beam that destroys things. So the more darkness you have, the more it can destroy. If we have darkness level 1, it can only destroy grass. Darkness level 2 can start taking out dirt blocks. Darkness level 3 can probably take out gravel, more complicated things. Still can't hurt dirt. Darkness level 4 still can't hurt dirt, whatever. You have to get all the way to darkness level 5 to start punching your way through dirt, and you don't pick up the blocks while you're doing it. Now we have the 2 weird ones. We've got life essence, which gives you regeneration, and we've got ourselves death energy, which if you point it at a target when casting it, it will cause them to be withered. So we need to just go bonk, and now the horse is withered. We hit this pig with it. It's rather short range. Bonk, the pig is withered. So that's the basics. However, you can combine these spells, and that's when it starts getting a little confusing. So this causes an explosion of nothingness. However, if we do this, we can shoot a projectile. That's a ball of fire. Now if we do 1 level of each, it doesn't shoot the projectile. But if we do 2 of each, it will shoot the projectile. And if we do 3 of each, it'll cause an even bigger amount of fire. So it's like, okay, that's one of the combinations. Fire and air shoots out a tornado. Okay, it's a red tornado. Why is it red? Because whatever you shoot at, it gets lit on fire. If you increase the amount of wind and fire, it will shoot out longer and create more fire. Now, fire and earth creates lava. This lava is temporary though, but if you add more fire and more lava, it will not only increase the area, but also make it permanent. So it is 2 earth, will turn it into a lava source block. If you do 3 earth, it no longer exists. So if you want more area, but you don't want it to last forever, you go bam, that's a huge blob of lava, and it's going to disappear. But if you want to go over here and go, okay, I want a slightly big blob of lava that'll last forever, boom, you got yourself there. Now if you're like, oh, I don't actually want all this, water, bam. Still, this mod is like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Now, fire and light shoots out a flame laser. The more light you have, I don't know, maybe it's the more fire you have. It's confusing. I actually don't understand it. The more fire you have, the longer the laser lasts. That'll light stuff on fire. Now, fire and dark don't combine for some reason. Have no idea why. Fire and life don't combine. Fire and death don't combine. There's just combinations that do not work. However, they will work in other orders. So you can have death and fire, and you can cause a little blast and wizard yourself. You can have life and fire, cause a little blast that'll probably regenerate things around you. You can have darkness and fire, do a little blast of darkness, and you can have darkness and light, and do a little blast of light. Fire adds blasting if you do it second. Again, the order actually really matters, so this thing does nothing. But if you do this, you can get a nice little AoE on yourself that will use a huge bubble of water, but you require at least 2 fires for it. Now, water then air causes this cone to come out, which is how you create the clouds that you saw earlier. If you go with 2 air, then it destroys a spell. Some spells don't like combinations, so 2 water and 2 air is fine with. Can we do 1 water, 2 air? No, we can't. So there's just combinations that don't work to there's a certain extent. So water and dirt doesn't work. Water and light shoots out a beam that creates water. Water and dark don't work. Water and life don't work. Water and whatever. So those combinations don't work. Now air and fire goes poof. That's just a little bit of air, a little bit of fire. Now if we go air and 2 fire, again it'll be a little poof, but it'll be a poof that pushes things back. Now if we go 2 air, 2 fire, it'll be an even bigger poof. Also it seemed to slam us down into the ground, which is weird. Okay, see, there's just things I don't even know. Now, water and air cause this little thing to go out, and still doesn't like us. Like, no combinations of this spell seem to actually do anything. Now, some of these projectiles actually hurt targets, some don't, but the air and water... Oh, does it cause like a little blast? Is it a projectile that knocks things back? Let's try with some cows. See, I don't know all these things. This mod's so confusing. I'm learning as I go. So yeah, it causes a little projectile that moves stuff. So if we snipe out this sheep with it, it'll push it. Okay, see? That's what that spell does. Air and dirt cause a cone that... I have no idea what it does. What if we do... 2 air and 2 dirt. Oh, we can't. Okay. Can we do 1? Nope. So we can do as much air as we want, but the dirt limit seems to hit a top. Air and light causes a beam that pushes stuff. Air and dark do nothing. Air and life moves you. It's actually one of the few spells that I figured out that does something. It's a weird combination. It moves you around. The more you do of it, the farther you go. So see, we only got level 2. But if we go air and life, sorry, if we go air, air, life, life, we'll go a little bit farther. Air, 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 life, we'll go even a little further. Air and dark do nothing. Dirt and fire causes a big old blob to appear. Now, you can make the blob bigger. Oh, that's lava. But this blob doesn't really seem to exist. Now, dirt and water creates these blobs that you can send a projectile, and dirt and air creates a cone that creates these weird semi-unreal cloud things. Dirt and light shoots out a beam that'll create these things. Dirt and dark doesn't do anything. Dirt and life, and finally dirt and death. They don't do anything together. Now, again, we're going to keep moving forward because like you can find these combos out for yourself. So light and fire creates a little explosion of fire view. Light and water shoots out a projectile that creates light where it hits. This thing creates a cone that'll project light. Light and dirt do nothing. Light and darkness actually do something. They create a beam. light and life, though, don't do anything, and light and death don't do anything. Okay, moving on from there, we have darkness. Now, darkness combines with things in a rather interesting way. So if we do a whole bunch of darkness and a whole bunch of fire, we'll get an explosion that eliminates the terrain around us. If we do a bunch of darkness and a bunch of water, it'll shoot out a projectile that destroys what it hits. So it's like, pew, projectile of elimination. Now, darkness, and air will create the cone of destruction. It's a tornado that destroys everything around it. Darkness and dirt, I believe, don't combine. Darkness and light, though, combined, but it creates just a beam that can destroy blocks. Darkness and life, I don't know what it does. We can have as much light as we want, but darkness doesn't seem to do anything. And darkness and death don't combine. Now, life combines with fire. Again, creates this little aura. Life combines with water. Shoots a projectile that'll heal whatever hits. Life and air creates a cone of healing. Life and dirt doesn't do anything. Life and light shoots out a beam that heals. Light and dark doesn't combine. And light and death do combine. But I have absolutely no idea what it does. It only combines so much as well. See, I've gotten into this regen still. And also, death and life combine, but only so far. You can't do more than one life if you have the death. Okay, now what else does death combine with? Well, we're going to go through the final rigmarole. Death and fire causes explosion of death. Death and water shoots a projectile. Death and air shoots this thing. It makes things unhappy and makes them probably sickly. Death and dirt doesn't do anything. Death and light, beam. Death and darkness don't like each other for some reason. Now you can go even crazier. You can go like, oh, full combos, look at this. Tornado of flaming death and water and stuff. Oh-ho. Ooh, look at this, I'm doing all three things at once. Isn't that wacky and crazy? Alright, let's go a little bit of fire. A little bit of earth, and then we'll get a little bit of fire, a little bit of earth, and we'll get some wind in here. And that shoots this weird ball out, a ball of fire. It doesn't create lava anymore. And you can just go crazy with all the combinations, and a whole bunch of them won't work, and a whole bunch won't do anything. And there's too many of them for me to try out. And as you can see, I'm just having a little bit of a panic with this thing. Yes, this mod is incredibly complicated and incredibly frustrating. Ooh, look, we made a beam of water. Now, more combos and spells will be added later. And that is that. So I hope you understand elements of power slightly better. So yeah, enjoy. And hopefully this is useful to the person who asked for a tutorial on this mod. That's the best I can do. I could have polished this more, probably figured it out, but like the spell combinations is really for you to figure out. There's going to be more on updates, so check those out. And now before I go, because I remembered I have to say this, this is for Java Edition 1. This is for Java Edition 1.16.4. I did not make this mod. It was made by... This mod is a work in progress. As it says, it's made by Gigaherza. You can find it on CurseForge website. I'll leave a link to it. And it has some of the data in it, but it is still very much whip and also very confusing. It's still really fun. And yes, it is only for Java. So don't ask about Bedrock. I didn't make it or any of that stuff. Support the official mod maker. If you want any other tutorials, you can ask me. I know this tutorial seems a little shite, but it's because there's actually not much to this mod. I mean, there's the spells, but that's part of the mod. These combinations are mostly for you to figure out because they're very confusing. And the actual how-to just took me forever. When a mod is complicated and frustrating like this, my tutorials get a little bit wobbly, so to say. Anyways, you can also check out my Discord. It will be linked. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead. That'll help. If I can reach 1,000 subscribers, then I'll start earning money on these videos, and YouTube won't be earning all the revenue from any ads it puts on it with the new policy they've introduced, which is they can put ads on videos and make money off them while the creators can't if they haven't earned the right to make money yet, which I feel is just a little, I don't know, I don't like it. So if you could help me address that, that'd be nice. And also it lets you know when the videos come up, and you can see my other tutorials. Most of them are better than this one, I will admit to that. But yeah, subscribe, hit the little dingly bell thingy if you like. That's not as necessary. I just want to hit 1,000 subscribers just so I can address the whole YouTube thing of their new policy coming in place. I wasn't even pushing forth all that much. It's like, it'll happen when it happens. But now with this, I'm just a little bit like, oi, you can't do that. So I'm trying to address it the best way I can. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I will I'll catch you next time with hopefully a better tutorial than this one. Anyways, goodbye.